Are you ready for your next comedian? Come on now! Yeah! Come on now. He's probably one of the hardest working comedians on the north side. I think he knows a few of you in here. We're very glad to have him back. Put your hands together for Mr. Dave DZ.
Yeah!
Hello. How you guys doing?
Good.
How are you guys doing? Thank you. I needed us. Can't even talk anymore. I needed audience participation because I have low self-esteem. That's just a fact. It's not even funny. It's just a fact. All right. Yeah. So silence. Actually, I like silence. It's like sitting in my room by myself because I have low self-esteem. I'm just kidding. All right. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Did anyone know who Gaddafi is? Did anyone know that they killed him the other day? Which was fantastic. It inspired me to create a new line of piñatas of just solely dictators, like horrible dictators. So I can imagine it now. I can see they're like, we gotta have 3 Hitlers ready for the Goldstein bar mitzvah, stat. He's a Hitler guy. Or another way to let someone know that you really don't like them, other than making a piñata out of them, is to just walk up and punch them directly in the dick. Just right in the middle. Like not in the stomach, not in the face, not in the chest, not anything else. Just right there in the good old caucus. Because I think it's good to let them know that you really don't like them, like Rachel Ray. Like I think that's what needs to happen to Rachel Ray. She needs to get punched there. And Tony Romo. Tony Romo. I'll say that one more time. And the whole entire Cowboys team, except for the cheerleaders. That would just be awkward. So do you guys have parents that have just started to get used to the new technology, like their old phone finally cut out, and so they can't use the old Nokia phone that they could use just to make all the regular calls and stuff like that. Now they have this slider phone and they're trying to figure out how to use an iPhone. And then all of a sudden you start getting picture messages from them and all these random texts and all you got before, and every text you normally get, and this happened to my dad. Every text that I get from my dad is generally the same thing. It's like, it's been forwarded, it's like, if you don't pray to Jesus in 5 minutes, you'll be struck dead, so pass this along to 37 people. And so I always wait. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And anyway, so one day I get a picture mail from my dad, and apparently my dad turned into a 14-year-old girl when he got a new phone, because it looked like the fat girls on Facebook like this. And he's like, I got a new phone, and that was the message. And I look at him, and he looks like Mr. Miyagi, and I was like, really? If you guys knew my dad, you would understand why he looks like Mr. Miyagi. He's not Asian. But he decided to start growing facial hair, and he looks like Mr. Miyagi. I think he actually practiced down the street, and just like, okay. No? That joke didn't work. Alright, so I'm going to go to this next joke. My dad, speaking of my dad, and I can only do this in my dad's voice because my dad has been asking me to do this joke since the moment I thought about doing comedy. I was like, I might do comedy. He's like, I need to tell you this joke. And you need to do this joke. You need to, it's funny. Everyone laughs. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I'll do it. And he's been asking me. I don't think it's original, so I'm hesitant to say it, but I'm going to say it like my dad, so it's not so bad. Why are there 2 X's on a Dos Equis bottle? Why? Thank you for the why. I appreciate it. Because the guy that started it needed a cosigner. Okay. This pisses me off every time. Because any of the jokes that I say are fucking ridiculous. And I want to go home and cut my wrist. I'm like, no, it lies to me. And then I say one joke that my dad said that's been said for 400 years. Or since the inception of Dos Equis, and everyone laughs. Are there any gamers here? Anyone play video games?
Yeah.
Yeah? There's one. Kid man has played video games? Alright. Oh, that's right, the diver. Miley Cyrus or Kylie Cyrus in the back, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a gamer. I'm actually like that cluster bomb guy from the commercials that just sits there and smokes oregano and just sits in the corner. I'm like, no, go left. Go fucking left. See right there. I fucking told you this, ammo. Don't be retarded. Don't be retarded. Then you give me the controls. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I can't do any of this stuff. And then you always have this friend that's always broke. always broke and has the most brand new game system out. They're like, hey dude, you got that $20 that I bought you? He's like, nah. I got this Xbox 360 with the Kinect though, fool. It's fucking sick. How did you have the money for that? I mean, you owed me $20 for like 3.5 years. But it's always the newest game systems that remind me that I'm fat. Like I stood on the Wii Fit and they told me I was morbidly obese. I was like, I'm fat, but come on, guys. And then I started trying to play the Xbox Kinect, and I started sweating just getting through the menus. I was like, I think I didn't sit down. The game's not even started, are you kidding me? Give me Nintendo, up, down, whatever. And I've been really sick lately, you know. So someone told me about like the power of music, the healing power of music. So I've been eating a steady diet of like, you know, chicken noodle soup and green tea and Dave Matthews. It sucks because I'm still sick and I can't get better. That's just a fact. I have awesome allergies, can you hear? So speaking of my oregano rants, I was sitting at home and I was thinking of my dog, you know, he could use one of those bacon strips that I bought him. You guys ever fed your dog one of those bacon strips or whatever? Yeah, whatever, something like that. But I just remember feeding it to him because I was like, okay, I'll buy it for him, he needs something good. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, this shit smells like fucking bacon. It smells like good fucking thick hearty bacon. So I look at my fridge and I'm like, what do I got in here? Little lettuce, a little tomato, and it made the best fucking BLT of my life. It was so good. It was so good. My dog did not get any bacon strips. He just looked at me and he's all, oh, fuck you, dude. This is my BLT. Start going to the store and get your own food, asshole. So, my friend just got done with their DUI. Like they got through court and they got through the jail part, and now they have to get that interlock system in their car. And she was telling me about it. She was going to give me a ride home from work, and I was like, all right. And she's like, I got to start my car though. It's a little different. And I was like, what are you talking about? I've seen those interlock before. She goes, no, this one's a dildo. What? I'm like, I don't believe you. And we get to the car, and there's like this cord coming out of the cigarette tray, and it's a fucking dildo. And I was like, how do you start? She's like, well, the first part's pretty easy. You just blow into it normal. And then it beeps. And then she's like, the second part, it's a little special. You got to do it just right, otherwise it won't work. You're like, she's like, now we can go. I'm like, this is my favorite thing about the DUI, actually. This particular thing, I just sit in my car when I can't start it. And then we get to an intersection, and you guys ever been in the car with someone that has it or had one and know that it goes off in the middle of driving for no reason? You got to blow it, do it again. So she's sitting there, she's like, shit, hold the wheel. We can keep going, let's go. So I work in a call center, and you guys ever called into a call center and asked for a manager, and they're like, I'm going to talk to your supervisor, you're an asshole. Well, chances are you're going to get someone like me who goes, yeah, okay, I'll get you my supervisor, hold on. But then I realized that like managers, and it doesn't matter where you work, when you become a manager, I personally believe that you're given like this cloak of invisibility, like that shit on Harry Potter. Because like as soon as there's a problem arises, they're like, and they're like hiding under it, and they're sitting at their desks just like clicking and typing away. They're like, where the fuck did they go? They're like, I got this issue, and I talk to someone so bad, they're like, no, I'm not gonna take this, I'm not doing anything. And then as soon as you don't want them, they're like, here I am. And you're like, what are you doing on that page? You're not supposed to be on that internet page. You're like, where were you for the last 25 minutes? Little did I know, they're just sitting there scoping me out. They're like, oh, I'm not going to get out of here. I'm behind under this cloak. So, everyone knows Kermit the Frog. Everyone And everyone sees Miss Piggy knocking around Kermit the Frog. She knocks around everyone. She runs around and punches people. She's got serious issues. But I don't think that's what happens when they get home. I think that Kermit the Frog is the shit when they get home, and Piggy just has to deal with it. Like, he's like, I'm gonna tell your ass up, bitch! And she's like, oh, Kirby! He's like, I'm gonna feed you all these tadpoles all over your face! You got the Swedish chef. Open out from the window like a creeper. He's like, I'm gonna make your food. So I'm going to end with this new joke that I literally wrote just the other day, and it's probably not very funny. So, I appreciate you laughing at me. Have you guys ever thought that ants are going to take over the world? They're going to take a cue from like all this like killer bees and stuff like that, and they're just going to take over the world. Like they're going to start constructing entire colonies under like the White House and the Pentagon, and they're going to be like, oh lads, we're going to take out the U.S. because for some reason, when ants unite, they become British. I haven't figured that out yet. Like, oh lads, we're going to go ahead and take out this entire U.S. right across the board. We're going to show these folks how to do it. That was it. that was quite the last end of my joke. Thank you guys for coming out to Manuel and Dave Deasy. Have a great night.
Wow, thank you. One more time for the hard work and very proud of young Mr. Dave Deasy. Wow. Kermit's a pimp.